In the latest episode of One Piece, things are getting absolutely insane. Kuma storms into Mary Geoise, Luffy gets brutally beaten by Kizaru, and yes, Gear 5 is back in action. The Iron Giant is starting to awaken, marking the beginning of the most intense phase of the Egghead War. I'm breaking down all the major moments and epic surprises in One Piece episode 1126. So grab your snacks, get comfy, because here comes the full breakdown. 1. Kuma vs Sakazuki, the cyborg's secret and Bonnie painful past. The day before, Kuma forced himself to climb the red line and reached Mary Geoise, driven by a determination we still don't fully understand. Despite the guards' efforts to stop him, Kuma pushed forward, ignoring pain and danger. But everything changed when Sakazuki appeared. Seeing Kuma as a major threat, he launched a powerful attack without hesitation. Kuma was overwhelmed and forced to retreat, and in the midst of the clash, Sakazuki recalled his time with Jewelry Bonnie. In his memory, Bonnie, captured at the time, refused to believe that her father, Kuma, had willingly turned himself into a cyborg. 2. Luffy vs Kizaru, Gear 4 returns, but light speed is unstoppable. Back in the present, the situation on Egghead Island is reaching a boiling point. The Marine fleet has wiped out the remaining Sea Beast weapons and is now advancing into the heart of the island, the Faburio phase. Meanwhile, Luffy steps in with full force, activating Gear 4, Snake Man and launching a fierce assault on Kizaru. Their clash is explosive, Luffy's attacks are rapid, striking from all angles, but sadly, Kizaru's light speed movements are still on another level. Amid the battle, Kizaru reveals a rare moment of honesty, saying he doesn't want to kill Vegapunk, he's simply following orders. But even with that sentiment, there's no hesitation in his actions. With one devastating strike, Kizaru smashes Luffy straight into Vegaforce 01, destroying the robot completely and sending Luffy crashing down into the Frontier Dome. One hit, and the tides of the battle shift dramatically. 3. Bonnie strikes, Frankie fights. But Kizaru remains untouchable. After surviving the massive explosion of the Vegaforce 01, Lilith could only watch helplessly as the wreckage of her technological dream lay in ruins. But before she could even process the loss, Kizaru appeared before her, cold and expressionless. Fueled by rage, Bonnie immediately launched a counterattack. However, Kizaru, moving at an untouchable speed, easily dodged her strikes and knocked her away with a single powerful kick, sending her crashing into the Frontier Dome. Frankie then stepped in to fight, but his fate was no different. Kizaru effortlessly evaded his attack and swiftly moved toward his true target, Punk Records. 4. Gear 5 awakens, Luffy grabs Kizaru amid the chaos. Inside Punk Records, Vegapunk, Edison, and Atlas finally managed to crack the crucial passcode that would open their path to escape. Unaware that Vegaforce 01 had already been destroyed outside, they quickly prepared to deactivate the barrier. But just before they could act, Kizaru suddenly appeared before them, bringing grim news: their giant robot had been wiped out. Without hesitation, Kizaru prepared to strike. At that critical moment, Luffy burst onto the scene in his Gear 5 form, his overwhelming energy shaking the entire room. In a flash of absurd strength, Luffy expanded his body to a gigantic size, grabbing Kizaru in one massive hand as if seizing a toy. Kizaru, who usually moved at the speed of light, now found himself firmly caught, showcasing the incredible might of Luffy's awakened form. Meanwhile, deep below in the Faburio phase, the Iron Giant began to stir. And that wraps up our discussion for One Piece episode 1126. The battles are getting more intense, the emotions are running higher, and of course, new mysteries are making us even more excited for what's next. If you have any theories or thoughts about this episode, feel free to share them in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss out on more exciting discussions. See you in the next video.